U.S. investors, stop paying taxes on all your profits legally. If you don't know about the Beneficial Spendthrift Trust, please keep watching. It's legal. It's in the IRS Tax Code 643B. So few people have ever heard of this. This is why I do these videos. Hi, my name is Sally Gimmon, and on April 4th of 2020, my CPA called to say congratulations. In 2019, I was working full-time as a Medicare broker, and with my mentor, I wholesaled 7 bank-owned properties nationwide and paid off all my debt. Woo-hoo! I was a rock star in my real estate group. What I didn't realize was my CPA called to say I made so much money in 2019, my tax bracket went from 22% to 24%. Remember, COVID struck in March. Everything I was doing with bank-owned properties had shut down. I only had $50,000 saved. His solution, the CPA's solution, was set up an appointment with him, get on a payment plan, pay interest and penalties. My solution, research how the rich save taxes. I had read an article about the Rockefellers Spendthrift Trust a few months earlier. It's called The Office. It's 7 generations old and has over 400 people under the same EIN number. It took me 5 months to research this, and in September of 2020, I started both my business and my Beneficial Spendthrift Trust. Also, I started doing a mastermind in my Phoenix real estate group to teach other investors how to stop paying taxes on profits. So listen up. With the Beneficial Trust, you're going to save 5 specific taxes year after year, generation after generation, and leave a legacy. You'll stop paying capital gains when you sell something at a profit. Short-term capital gains are between 10% to 37%, depending on your tax bracket, and affect you if you're wholesaling, fix and flipping, doing auction houses, tax liens, you're selling crypto, you're doing options trading, or you're a forex investor. Long-term capital gains are a year or more and affect you when you are, and they're 15 or 20% when you sell your business, sell an investment property, or a baseball card. You'll stop paying interest income taxes. Again, tax between 10% to 37%, depending on your tax bracket, and affect you if you are a passive investor, you're in mutual funds, you're in a REIT, you're doing subject to real estate, you're doing the BRRRR strategy. I have notes where I'm the paper on the house. People pay me their mortgage, creative financing, seller financing, or forex investors. Yes, forex investors, you get double taxed. You'll stop paying dividend income taxes if you're a stock market, you're a day trader, you're a futures trader, you're a commodities trader, or you're living on dividends. You'll stop paying rental income taxes if you're a real estate investor. Maybe you have short-term rentals like Airbnb or vacation rentals. Maybe you have 3, 5, 10, 15, 20, 100 doors. Maybe you're doing multifamily real estate. Maybe you're doing apartment real estate. Maybe you're doing commercial real estate, or you're doing Airbnb arbitrage. Yes, you can move a property with a depreciation schedule into the trust, and you'll never pay back the depreciation charges. Yes, you can move a property with cost averaging into the trust. And then finally, the last tax you'll save is royalty income taxes, taxed a little bit less, still 7 different layers, but between 10% to 35% if you're an actor, an actress, a musician, an author, an artist, you're in the NFT world, you have copyrights, patents, or intellectual property. Robin Williams, the great comedian and actor who committed suicide, he had the Beneficial Spendthrift Trust. Now his 3 adult children pay no royalties on all his wonderful work. My example today is a forex investor. This is 2 years ago, so his numbers have gotten better. When he called me, he was single. He was working full-time, making $45,000, and he had made $36,000 in forex investing. He was shocked how he didn't know he got double taxed. With him starting the Beneficial Spendthrift Trust, we lowered his tax bracket from 22%, federal tax bracket from 22% down to 12%. That's his $45,000 that he was still working. That got to save him $7,705. With his capital gains and with his interest income taxes at 22%, he would save $7,920 in capital gains, and again another $7,920 in interest income taxes. And then on top of that, we lowered his Nebraska state income taxes. He got to save an additional $1,872. So for the full year of 2024, if he had the Beneficial Spendthrift Trust, he would have saved $27,289 that he could put back into his Forex investing. He started this trust in September of 2024. His goal was to keep working until he got a bonus in in the end of January, and then he was going to quit his full-time job and become a full-time Forex investor. I've spoken to him since then, and he's doing excellent in Forex investing. If you want to set up a 30-minute tax breakthrough session with me to see how much you could be saving year after year, generation after generation, leave a legacy. Number 2, you're going to keep your information completely private. When I started my Beneficial Spendthrift Trust, I shut down 6 LLCs for my notes. No one told me that 40% of LLCs, S Corps, and C Corps get sued every year. That's playing Russian roulette. I moved those 6 notes into my Beneficial Spendthrift Trust, and I pay no interest income taxes on that. Number 3, I can't stop you from being sued, but all lawsuits become frivolous and go away. So if you have rental properties, if your renter's dog gets out and bites the mailman, they can't come after the owner. And number 4, if you're over 65 and you're on Medicare, it stops the IRMA surcharge on Parts B and D of Medicare. One of my clients, he's 70, his wife's 68. I'm saving them over $72,000 in dividend income taxes. And he was unaware that both he and she were paying over $800 per month for Medicare. This was 2 years ago. I could get them down to $185 a piece per one for her, $185 for her, $185 for him, and we got to save them an additional $1,200 on top of the dividend income taxes. I have a masterclass at www.thetrustisyou.com. But get on my calendar, it's www.thetrustisyou.com/scheduling. Stop paying taxes on all your profits legally. The Spendthrift Trust is in the IRS Tax Code 643B. Now you know the secret of the rich. Put it into practice. Thank you for watching. Have a beautiful weekend. Secret of the rich. Put it into practice. Thank you for watching. Have a beautiful weekend.